All right, first off, what I recommend is either a box or a thick piece of styrofoam. All you simply do is poke holes in it, and then look, you put your knobs in there, and you can work on them. Paint them, add the different things that we're going to add today. I'll show you that as we go along. But see, this is just a simple trick to let your knobs dry, because if not, they tend to roll, or you have to handle them, and then you get fingerprints on them, and you don't want that. Okay, so put that over here. Now the first and obvious thing about knobs is you can just simply paint them. Paint them to match whatever you paint in your dresser. These were a darker color. We just painted them a pretty little ivory color. Easy. You can distress them. You can add another color. You can add some gilding wax, whatever. That's just the easiest way. Second one we're going to talk about is there are these really neat knob transfers by Prima, Redesign Prima. They come in a sheet, and there are sets of 8 per design, so you can have up to 8 knobs. Let me show you what these look like. Here's a sheet, and all you do is you simply cut them, and then what you're going to do is you're going to add them to your knobs. This is the floral one, and here is a script one. I've already went ahead and did these for you, so you didn't have to watch me and be bored. And let's see if I can get a little closer. Okay. Hey, Amy. Thanks for tuning in. Anyway, so I put these Redesign transfer ones on, and then I use some gilding wax. And these will dress up your knobs on a dresser, because wood knobs are really boring. Okay. Next, I want to show you is how to add some molding, oops, that's upside down, to your knobs. Okay, these will add a little bit of dimension to your knobs, and nowadays when people go to Hobby Lobby and they buy their knobs, some of them are dimensional anyway, so let me show you how you can create your own. I'm going to stick these up here in my little box. Remember, this is an easy way to work on them, is just take an old box, poke a hole in there, and stick them down in there. Then you can paint them, design them, or what have you. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the knob that I'm going to be working on, and I'm going to stick it in the little hole, and it's ready for me. Next, what I'm going to do, I'm going to set that aside. Hey, Margarita. Okay, so I have this little mold here by it's by Iron Orchid Designs, or IOD. Prima Redesign also makes these. The one thing I do like about the IOD is they have come up with this little lip now. So when you go ahead and you form your mold, it's really easy to make the edges. Let me show you. Okay, so I'm going to need a small design because I'm using a small knob. So I'm going to manipulate my little paper clay. Iron Orchid has these little packets. And then Redesign by Prima has a little tub of the molding clay. And inside is a bag, and it has little pellet size, you know, like, kind of reminds me of Play-Doh. You can also use resin. I have tried hot glue. Yeek, I did not like it. Pure preference though, you may like it. I just didn't like it. It seemed very sturdy and very, anyway, I just didn't like it. Okay, so I'm gonna use this little teeny acorn. I'm going to stick my paper clay in there, and then using the little lip around there, I'm going to drag my finger, and it makes it really easy to get a defined edge because of that little lip. I know it's really hard to see, but there is a little lip on the edge of these, which makes it really easy to get a defined edge for your clay molding. You simply pop it out, and look, a little acorn. Okay, so next what you do, I'm gonna set that aside, is you just take a little bit of ordinary wood glue. I'm just gonna use my finger because it's easier. Hey, April. Actually, Lainey. I know Lainey, I don't know April. Okay. put your wood glue on, and I'm gonna bring my box back because my knob is already in here, and then I simply just lay it on here. You want to do this while your clay is still wet because you want it to be able to wrap around the curved edge of the knob. Now, some people will take the tape and put it around here just to make sure it stays, but I'm not going to be moving this, and I have it pretty good, it on pretty well, so I'm going to leave it like that. Sometimes though, if you're going to use this kind of stuff for another project, say for like on a side of a dresser or something, then you're going to want to use this and tape it on, so make sure until it dries. All right, so that is another way you can dress up your knobs. Now, this is a cool one that I did. This one has the little crown. Obviously, I would not leave it like this because it's got the wood coloring and then the molding. So I would paint it all one color, and then I would probably use some gilding wax and go ahead to highlight it maybe in a gold. That'd be really pretty. Okay, I'm gonna put that aside. Okay, so now we come to my favorite new things. That is the Woodubend Mouldings. Last week you saw when I did these, I put them on this frame, and I also put it on this molding. You can see again, see it's three-dimensional. Well, imagine this on a knob. We're gonna do that right now. Okay, so I have a flower one right here that we're gonna use. Like I said, I just ordered a ton of these. You can pre-order them. They are all on the website, pbvintage.com. Okay, like I said, right now they're hard as a rock. Can't bend them. But when I take either a blow dryer or my heat gun, and I heat it up, sometimes when you have items this small, you don't really want to hold them because you can burn your fingers. I'm gonna go ahead and heat this up. What happens when I heat this up is it's going to make this pliable. These are made out of wood particles and other natural pieces and then molded. Now watch this. Now you can actually bend it. Let me show you, try to get a better angle, see? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my glue, my wood glue, and I'm going to put it on, give it a nice coat. And then I'm just going to stick it on my knob. Wow. Look what that does to this little knob. Just because the glue is a little bit wet, I want to make sure, I'm going to go back and heat it up just a little bit. Hold on, I got some glue on my fingers. Because I want to make sure that the Woodubend is heated up and it's going to mold around the knob because the knob is a little bit bent. Or angled, whatever you want to say. Whew, that is hot. I should have need to put it in my little handy dandy knob topper holder. Okay, so I'm gonna put that right in here, and I'm going to make sure it's on, and there we go. Now imagine this knob here with the rose on it, painted, a little bit of maybe some Dixie dirt. It's a great product if you don't know what that is. Or some wax and some paint and some gilding wax, like this. Imagine it looking like this on there. Pretty cool. Okay, I'm gonna set that to the side. Now I have another way we're gonna talk about real quick about how you can transform your knobs. Now this one, I'm not gonna demonstrate it, I'm just gonna kind of show you and tell you about it. So let me bring back my handy dandy little box for my knobs. What I would do is I would put my knob in the box. Now Iron Orchid Designs has these stamps called the decor knob. These ones they have big and the small sizes, all different types of knobs. And then they have something called the Flexi Stamper. It's kind of see-through. I hope you can see that okay. They have the small and they have the bigger size. What you do is you pick out whatever knob topper you want to use. You're going to put it in there. It's actually two pieces. Let me show you. See, it comes apart. You're going to set this on here. line it up, stick your knob stamp of your choice. Then, well actually, let me start that again, I apologize. Yeah, stick your knob in there, pull this back off, because you want to make sure you have that lined up in the right way, and then you're going to bray it, use some paint to bray it, stick this back on, and then you simply are going to roll over it. And it flexes so it goes right around your stamp. So there's two sizes, the small and the large, and these stamps. Now, unfortunately, these are not on my website, but I do have them in the shop. Eventually, they will be on there, but I've been a little lazy, I guess, maybe. Okay, so those are some of the different ways that you can decorate your knobs. So the Prima transfers, which are really, really easy. Some gilding wax. Simply paint them, or you can put the clay moldings on them. This will be beautiful painted. Then you can also put the Woodubend on there. Like I said, I have some of these coming. You can pre-order them on our website. You can also use the decoupage. Remember I showed you 2 weeks ago how to do this on your window? You can decoupage some of that on your knob. How cool, how beautiful would that be? And then put a little bit of dark wax on there. Gorgeous. So many different ways to transform your knobs. All right, so I'm coming in close again. Apologize. Okay, so real quick, I want to reiterate just some of the things I touched on before. I want to thank you all very much for those of you that are supporting us by doing curbside pickup. We sincerely appreciate that. Our inventory page is located on Facebook. It's called Pickin' Boots Vintage Fort Myers Inventory, and you just simply click join, and then you can go through our albums. The easiest way, so you don't have to scroll through everything, is just go to photos and click albums, and everything is listed right there for you. We have the beginner basic boot camp furniture painting class starting online soon. All the information will be on our website starting tomorrow. It is pbvintage.com. You can get all your Dixie Belle paints there, the recycled transferred tissue paper. Ooh, I'm so excited. I can't wait to use that. And there's one other exciting announcement coming, but I can't say that yet. Anyway, I want to thank you for tuning in and listening to me. I'll be back next Tuesday for Technique Tuesday with some other fun projects to do. We still have a few gnome kits left. I think there's maybe 4. When you get a gnome kit, you get the different paints that you need to use, and you get a step-by-step video for every step on creating your gnome. You can follow that step-by-step, or you can create your own gnome, whatever you want to do. All right, well, hey Roy, I want to thank you for tuning in, and I will be back next Tuesday at 10 a.m. Of course, if you have any questions on any of the things I showed you today, please just comment, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. All right, you guys have a great day. Stay safe. All right, coming in, sorry.